Getting clear on what you want is the biggest gift you can give yourself, to allow the flow of manifesting to come through with such ease and grace. So today we're going to talk about the contrast. When we have a contrasting or opposition feeling in our resonance, in our human being soul, right? Is when we can really throw ourselves into kind of like a tornado of not getting what it is that you want. So if you're somebody who's been sitting and saying, I haven't gotten the job that I want, or I haven't gotten the partner, I don't have the finances that I want. You got to take a look at what you're giving off in your daily living. And I'm going to give you a really great example of this. So there's Mary. We're going to call her Mary. Mary had 2 different job opportunities that came for her. Actually, that's not true. She was applying for 2 jobs. One job came through, and this first job, job A, gave her the title that she wanted, but she felt very off about it because job 2, or B, I can't remember what I just said, was the job she really wanted, but she decided she was going to apply for both. It's kind of like that video I did about plan A and plan B. It's awesome when you're first starting off on a desire that you have plan A and plan B. I think sometimes that works better because it keeps your mind so occupied that you can keep flowing with what's next with both of the opportunities. But there becomes a point where it usually happens that the job you really wanted will not appear right away because you've put energy into the job you really didn't want, or the opportunity. You can look at this as opportunities or relationships. Because what happens is there's a certain point when you've got one foot in one job or opportunity and you've got another foot in another job opportunity. And what happens is you're giving off mixed signals because you're sitting in like, I just really want the job. I would just really want the job. I would just really want the job. And so, of course, typically what happens is you're going to attract to you the thing that you weren't that excited about, the one you're like, blah, not really what I desire, right? So for this particular person, that's exactly what happened. The job that came through, she was excited about it, but as she was thinking about her start date, she started to feel anxious. She felt something was off. Her stomach was kind of flipping, so we had a conversation. And sometimes what has to happen is you have to break things down. It's like, okay, you got the job title if you take this. And I don't mean that in a snooty way. I just like, it's chef, cook, flight attendant, physicist. That's what I mean by the title. So the title was there, but after finding out that she would have to relocate, that the finances really wouldn't kick in for a year for what she really needed and desired. And then looking at the contract and everything else that they were offering, she could see why she was having some anxiousness about it. But because there are certain levels of generations, and I hate breaking things down like this, but it is true, that I think the older generations, 40 and above, we as a culture were really taught that whatever job comes up, you just take it. You just deal with it and you take it. That's the way it was back in the day. It's not that way anymore. We all understand so much more about our frequencies and what we're giving off to understand that that is an old pattern of behavior, and that's where she was kind of sitting. It's like, well, I really should take this job. And listen, some of that has to do with judgment. What are people going to think of me if I don't take this job? I've been talking about doing this for so long, and all of a sudden I got an opportunity and I'm going to turn it down. It's real for all of us, so there's no judgment. But here's what's happening is that because the energy is split into both pathways, there is a point where you have to make a decision. Because what happens is because the second job she really wanted couldn't come through, because energetically everything she had sent to them also has the vibration, but I'm looking at other places. And the minute she clears that up for herself, The frequency of everything she sent to get hired from the other job, it cleans up, it clears up. And all of a sudden somebody will pick up her paperwork and say, oh, we got to hire her. Or, oh, it doesn't matter that she didn't get this, this, and this done. We want her. Do you see what I'm saying? How that happens for people all the time? It's a frequency thing. Most people don't realize that's what's going on. But I think the more that we play and trust in the idea that that first one didn't feel right for her, it did not check off anything but the title of the job. That was it. But she had this fear of letting it go. Well, what if I let it go? What if the other job doesn't come through? I said, your other job can't come through because you're sitting so much in the fear of keeping something. Does that make sense? That isn't of your highest good. So great news is that she got clear on what she really wanted. And what ended up happening is a few days later, she got the job offer of what the place she really wanted to work at. But it really did spew something within me about understanding that we don't need to settle anymore. Settling for what we do for a living doesn't serve a purpose. We've done that. We've been there. Does that mean that when you take something, it's going to be all flowery and great and perfect? No, that's not what I'm talking about. But when you're starting off on anything new, because what's happening is you're setting a new precedence for yourself. And yep, she's probably going to have bumps along the road. That's not what I'm talking about. When you have a big vision for yourself, don't settle for something that doesn't work at all for you. Wait things out until things line up perfectly. Because what's happening is, once you are in alignment and you know this is what I want, that frequency goes out to everything you've touched in accordance to getting that opportunity to come to you. And watch how quickly it comes. It's magic. It is magic, and it is like a miracle. Knowing what you want and what you don't want is such a gift, but utilize it to push yourself off so that you can attract and be excited about opportunities that have yet to be revealed to you. So I hope that helps. You guys have a very magical Wondrous Day, leading with your heart on what it is that you're going to do next. Blessings.